Hey guys, I hope you're all having a super good day and evening. I have some really exciting things to share with you. I've had these for a few weeks now, but I've been just waiting, doing a lot of praying and just being in worship and trying to wait for the right time to talk about these things. So I'm super excited. It's all really good news for those who believe in Jesus and are in Him. Let's see. The first thing is a very vivid vision that I got in June, I believe, which is interesting because June is the month for weddings. It's probably not a coincidence. But I got this vision. It was really vivid, and I saw in my mind, it's like if you don't know exactly what visions are or haven't experienced it, it's like a projector is like turned on in front of you, and it's almost like you can see it right in front of you really clearly and vividly. It's like a really vivid dream. You don't literally see it, but it's almost like that. Anyways, this was of a groom. He was all ready for the wedding, and he kept looking at his watch and pacing back and forth, really like excited, but like nervous and excited, and he just keeps looking at his watch. And what I felt from that is the time for the wedding was already there. That's why he keeps looking at the time. He's like, it's time for the wedding. But in the next room, beside him, the bride was still getting ready. She was still putting on her makeup. And so I felt the Lord speak to me that what that means is, He said, I am ready to come, but they are not ready. That was in June, okay? So I knew that means, the church, His bride, she's still putting on makeup for the wedding. Like she's not quite ready. She's getting ready, but she's not quite ready. And that He is looking at the time, and He's like, the time for the wedding has already arrived. Like, it's already here. I got chills just even saying that. It's already here. And we are almost ready, but we're not quite ready yet. And so I drew this picture. I don't know if you can see it in the light right now. The sun's starting to go down, but this is the groom, and he's looking at his watch. And the bride is right there. She's just focused on putting on her makeup, and she's happy and excited. But she's doesn't have the same urgency that he does. She's just like, putting on her makeup. And he's like, come on already. I'm ready for this. So I thought that was a really cool vision, and it just stuck out to me a lot. And I've just been thinking about it a lot ever since. And I know that He's telling me that that's what's happening right now. It's time, guys. It's time for the wedding. And if you don't know what that means, then I'll explain more in a little bit. But so anyways, got that. A few days ago, maybe a week ago, I'm not sure exactly, a few days ago, I was listening to a lady on YouTube, and I have a few like prophet type people that share words from God that I listen to, kind of like me. They're just ordinary people that God speaks to, and I like to listen to them to kind of compare and say, like, it helps me to get confirmation for the things that He tells me. He'll tell me something that day, and I'll listen to one of the people that I follow on there, and they'll be saying the exact same thing. To me, that's just like, wow, confirmation. He's telling them the same thing. It helps me to know for sure in my heart, like, I can share this, God really is speaking to me, and it's always good to get confirmation. So this lady was saying, so cool. She said God told her, or Jesus told her, can't remember what she said, but told her that get ready for a surprise marriage, okay? And she thought that she was prophesying for a certain person, a certain couple who's going to get married. She thought she was talking about regular human marriage. But the second I heard her say, get ready for a surprise marriage, I'm like, oh my gosh, she has no idea what she's talking about. She's talking about the marriage, like Jesus and His bride, like the ultimate marriage, and so I was pretty excited when I heard that. And she also said, yeah, this guy, he's going to come from really far away, but you already know him, and you've known him for a long time, but he's coming from really far away, and the wedding is going to be really sudden and happen all at once, and it's going to be a big surprise. And she's talking about this, and I'm like, she really thought that she was talking for just, humans, marriage, just a certain person that needed to hear this message. And I'm like, she has no idea. She's talking about Jesus coming from far away, somebody we already know, but he's coming for a surprise marriage, and it's just going to happen all at once. So I thought that was really cool. I listened to that video, and then right after that, I got this word from the Lord, I believe, and so I want to read it to you. Okay, so right after I watched that video, I felt him strongly speaking this to me, so I want to read this to you. I just felt, and I could almost see in my mind, but felt that he was smiling with this excited twinkle in his eye. I have a surprise up my sleeve. All the clues are spelled out and placed purposely throughout the entire Bible. Go look for them. Not everyone knows because not everyone is meant to know. They will be surprised in the most spectacular way. Keep looking up, daughter of mine. It made so much sense to me when he told me that. A lot of people don't believe in a rapture, and I usually try not to use that word because I grew up not believing in a rapture, and some people have an aversion to that word, so I try to not use it, but I try to say Christ coming for his bride, because that's really what's going to happen. And it just makes sense that a lot of people don't believe in the rapture, because he said right here, not everyone is meant to know. It's supposed to be a surprise. So, he has allowed some people to be in on that surprise and to know it's coming, but some people don't know, and they're going to be so happily surprised by this, and it's going to be awesome. But he said the clues are spelled out and placed purposely throughout the entire Bible. And what was cool about that is recently I've just been reading a lot of different books in the Bible that I haven't read in a long time. And I felt like everything I've been reading, he's just been showing me again and again and again in the Old Testament and the New, but mostly in the Old, how he's put so many clues and so many things about marriage and about what's going to happen to us now, and about Jesus and his bride. It's all written in the Old Testament, and if he reveals it to us, then we can see it, but otherwise it's hidden from us. And he did it that way purposely, and I thought that was cool because he talked a lot in parables, and so we know that that's how he chooses to speak, is in mystery a lot of the time. He doesn't necessarily want everybody to know, but he wants the people that are truly seeking and listening and picking up on the little things to know. So, whatever your belief is on the rapture, whether you believe it or not, it's okay. We can believe whatever we want on this issue. It's not a big deal, I don't believe, what we think about this issue. But I think that he has been revealing to me that the rapture is real, and it's coming very soon, and it's a surprise. So if you don't believe it, that's fine. Prepare to be killed for your faith. We should absolutely be willing to die for him and do whatever it takes, because he did all that and more for us. So I think that being willing and, mentally ready and willing for that is a very good thing. But we're going to be surprised very soon. And another thing that he's told me recently, within the last few days, and this is what he's doing right now. And I first want to ask you guys this question. Does God tell us what he's up to? Does he tell us what he's about to do? And if you know the Bible really well, and you know that all throughout the entire Bible, guys, the whole thing is basically so many different ways God is telling us what he's doing, and he's telling us what he's about to do. We read the prophets, not just the prophets, Genesis, so many books. God is speaking to his people, telling them what he's up to, and telling them what he's about to do. And Jesus, I want to read a few of these things that Jesus said, to know that he does want to tell us what he's doing, what he's up to, and I'm about to tell you in a minute what that is. Super cool. Sorry about that. Jesus says, hold on. You are my friend. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to give you this reference. I'm all trying to hurry because I don't want this video to go too long. John 15. Okay. John 15. Jesus is speaking. You are my friends if you do what I command you. And he'll cover that in just a second. No longer do I call you slaves, for the slave does not know what his master is doing. I have called you friends. For all things that I have heard from my Father, I have made known to you. So he said, you're not just a servant or a slave. You are my friend. And if you're my friend, I tell you what I'm doing. Are we who are in Christ his friends? Yes, we are his friends. And that's what he said. You're my friends if you do what I command you. And then in verse 17, he says, this I command you, that you love one another. So if you love one another, if you belong to Christ, then you are his friend. And if you're his friend, then he tells us what he's doing. And, you might hear this and go, well, why didn't God speak to me? He's speaking to you. Why didn't he speak to me? Well, if you're listening to this video, he is speaking to you. He's just using me at the moment, but he's speaking to so many people right now. So he's not just speaking to me. He's not just speaking to, he's speaking to so many people. And, sorry, there are tons of different gifts of the Spirit. So, you may not have this prophetic type of gift, but you have another gift. And ask God what that is and walk in that. But don't feel bad if you don't feel like he speaks to you in this way. If you're listening to what I'm saying right now, he is speaking to you. And if you read the Bible, he's speaking to you. Okay? And I want to read a little bit further on. He says, but when he, the Spirit of truth, comes, he will guide you in all truth. For he will not speak on his own initiative, but whatever he hears, he will speak. And he will disclose to you what is to come. He will glorify me, for he will take of mine and will disclose it to you. Okay? So he's saying that he will tell us what's going to come if we have the Spirit inside of us. When the Spirit of truth comes, he will tell you what's going to come. Excuse me. My throat's just dry. He will guide you in all truth, and he will tell you what's to come. And whatever he hears from the Father, he will make known to us. Okay? That's what he's doing, and that's what he's doing for me and many others right now. So, do you want to know what Jesus is up to right now? Because I definitely do, and I believe he told me. It's really cool. I believe he told me that right now he is visiting each one of his children one by one and checking to see and make sure that we're ready. And I believe that he came to me. I didn't see him, no, but I sense his presence, and it's different from just the presence of the Holy Spirit, which is always with me, and more on me sometimes than others. But the presence of Jesus specifically is, I believe, different, and I can sense him near me. And this has only happened 2 other times in my entire life. And when it happened, I knew it. I knew he was right next to me. I don't know how I knew, but I knew. And the other day, sorry, he was sitting right next to me. And, call me crazy, whatever. I know in my heart. But regardless of, whether you believe that or not, I believe he spoke to me that that's what he's doing. He's checking one by one on his children to make sure and see if they are ready to go. He's like, are you ready to go? And when he said that to me, I was smiling like a silly little, giddy little schoolgirl. I was so could not stop smiling. I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Yeah, very much so ready. But I believe that's what he's doing right now. And how long will it take him to visit each person that belongs to him in the whole entire world? I don't know. Months? A year? Probably wouldn't be a year, but who knows? But when I sensed his presence with me, I could tell he was just not in a hurry, not anxious, just completely calm, just wanting to sit with me and just be my friend. That was so cool. So yeah, I believe that's what he's doing, and some of you might not believe that. That's okay. I'm telling you that I'm convinced and I'm sure that's what he's spoken to me. So get excited. He is coming for his bride. And there are so many cool symbolism in the Jewish wedding for that I believe is on purpose with God for what is going to happen. And I learned this recently. I thought it was so cool that at the ancient Jewish wedding, they would lift up the bride on like a seat and bring her to her groom, and like, woohoo, that's what's gonna happen to us. So anyways, we will be lifted up to meet him. So many cool symbolisms, so many things. Like, I've been reading Song of Songs, and I've always thought of that as just a really cool, beautiful picture of marriage, and talking about how, how much beauty and freedom there is within marriage. But since then, I have realized that it's not just a book about human marriage, like it is, but it's also about Christ and his bride, and there are some specific things in there that are just like, have just amazed me. I don't know if I have time to go into all that because it's already 15 minutes. I wanted to keep it short, but I'm trying to talk fast. I don't like long YouTube videos. I don't have the patience for that, so that's why I'm trying to be fast. This is what I accidentally came onto. I have this book of God's promises, and it's just verses in the Bible all compiled of promises of God. So I stumbled upon this verse as I opened this today, and I knew when I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's not an accident that I happened to open to this one. It says, "No one has hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it, just as the Lord does the church. For we are members of his body, and his flesh and his bones." And then it says, "For this reason a man shall leave his father and mother, and be joined to his wife, and the two shall be one flesh. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church." Now, recently God has brought that specific verse to my attention in Genesis, where he said, "A man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife." And I realized, as soon as I remembered that verse again, I realized, oh my goodness, it's not just talking about marriage. And I think that's the case with all the verses in the Bible talking about marriage. It's not just talking about human marriage. It's talking about the marriage. And, it's interesting that that's what's going to happen. He will leave his father in heaven and his mother in heaven, and will come down and will be joined to his wife. That's exactly what's going to happen, and that's what it said. So I thought that was a cool picture. There's so many more. Read Song of Songs, and with in mind Christ and the church, instead of just regular marriage. And you might notice some things you didn't notice before, and think about the rapture, and think about him coming for his bride, and the wedding celebration, and you might notice some things in there. So I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, I forgot to share this. This is super exciting. Sorry, I know I'm excited. I'm trying to calm down. But when I got that word from the Lord about the rapture being a surprise, not everyone's supposed to know about it. Okay, my daughter was playing on the other end of the house, and so there's no way she could have heard the video I was playing about the surprise marriage, okay? She was on the other end of the house playing with some toys. After the Lord gave me that word about the surprise, the rapture being a surprise, she ran up to me from the other end of the house. She had gotten into my closet and gotten out the picture of me and my husband. This picture. I just want to show you guys. This is the picture she ran up with. She ran up to me and held this picture right in my face and said, "Remember this? Remember when you got married?" And she was so excited. I mean, what are the odds that she is going to run from across the house, go and dig out and find this picture of me and my husband's wedding, and bring it to me and say, "Remember this? Remember when you got married?" That was a really cool confirmation. And I know, I'm sorry, the light's getting dimmer. Sun's going down, so I don't have much light left. And it's already almost 20 minutes. I never make this long of videos. I'm trying to talk fast. There's still more. I probably need to just do another video. But so many cool confirmations, guys. I know that he's coming for his bride so soon. And it's going to be a surprise. And it's going to be the best surprise you can possibly imagine. So, 1 Thessalonians, when it talks about meeting the Lord in the air, it says, "Encourage one another with these words." So I want to encourage you with these words. And it's okay. Whatever you believe about the rapture, totally fine. You don't have to believe in it. Just believe in Jesus for your Savior and love him, follow him, That's all that really matters. But this is, for the people that do believe that, he is coming for his bride and the rapture is real. Be encouraged, be excited, because it's really, really, really soon. And he's just checking on each one of us to make sure we're ready. He's like, are you ready to go? And when he makes sure we're all ready, it's going to happen. So get excited and just stay close to him. Be reading the Bible, be praying daily, be focused on him. Let your heart be full of worship and songs to him. Whether you sing or not, you can worship in your heart, right? So be blessed. I care about all you guys, and praying for a lot of you that have asked for prayer in the comments, and I do care. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed night.